All right, so I'm late. I'm very late. I'm about 3 hours plus late. About 3 hours and a half late, and the reason I'm late, it's a lot of stuff. So I'm gonna skip the intro. I did do a live moments ago, but I did the audio on my Logitech webcam, and I do not like the Logitech cam, the webcam's audio, so I had to switch it and put it on this microphone here. I prefer to have this microphone for the audio until I get a better one. But okay, so I said I was gonna read the book of Jasher Tuesday at about 8:30 Eastern time. It's like 11:57 Eastern time, and I forgot because when I was working today, the Most High blessed me with a job late, and I needed it, so I had to get the job, and it wasn't on my mind, and I was going through chaotic stuff. I had to use the bathroom, and it was like 30 minutes before I finished up with my last orders. And so I had to hold it, deliver these items to these people. And then I was like, okay, now I got to go 25 minutes where I live. I was in another city, so I had to drive. And when I got here, my mind wasn't on this video. My mind was on using the bathroom. So I was like, okay, I got to go straight to the bathroom. So I did that. And then I had went to the first bathroom in this place, and that bathroom is the bathroom that does not. Well, the toilet is messed up. It won't flush properly, and I haven't reported it yet, so they can come fix it. And since that was the closest one, I went to it, and I ended up trying to get it ready for them to work on it. And in the process of doing that, I was trying to see if it would flush properly. Then it ran over a little bit. I'm like, oh, man. So I had to clean that up. Then I ended up cleaning the toilet out. Then it's chaotic. It was a lot. It was a lot. It was a lot. So yeah. Um, then in the I ended up turning on the shower um, for the first time or the second time, and I found out that it's not fixed properly, and it's been like that for a while, and I've never showered in there, so I didn't know it was like this. So I turned it on, and the water was spraying, and it was coming over out of the shower, hitting me, and I'm like, what? No. So I'm like, okay, so I had to turn it off. But before I turned it off, I had closed the little shower curtain, and it was still going over the curtain, hitting me still. I'm like, so I'm like, what's going on? And I look up at the ceiling. The water's hitting the ceiling in the bathroom. I'm like, man. So I had to turn that off. So I found out the shower. This bathroom is just messed up. My whole main, what they call this, the master bedroom. It's just, it's just tore up, man. So anyway, it's a bad situation. So anyway, I had to deal with that. So I was working on that bathroom, cleaning up my mess, and then my mind just wasn't on this video. And then I ended up washing and drying clothes. Then I ended up eating. Then I watched some YouTube, and I forgot all about this. I was finna go to sleep. That's what I was getting ready to do. So I'm like, wait a minute, it's Tuesday. I said I was gonna do this Tuesday. So I tried to hurry up and do a little something. So here we go. Yeah. So that's what happened. All right. So forgive me, by the way. What's up at home, Jen? Yeah, I'm up late. Yeah, I be up this late sometimes, but I just don't be over here. Sometimes I do. But I remember we said we was gonna read the book of Jasher Tuesday, and I'm late. So sorry. Did you want to join me live, Jen, or did you just want to stay in the chat room? Because you can actually join in with me live if you want to. You don't have to get on camera. It's up to you, but you can just have your audio. They can hear you by audio if you want to say anything. It's up to you. I can send you a link and you can join in with me and we can read Jasher. Either way, I'm gonna read Jasher. So I'm just saying. Now let's see. I'll chill in the chat. Okay, cool. So let's see. I gotta get the book of Jasher pulled up. So for those of you, I already got it pulled up by the way. For those of you who don't know what the book of Jasher is, where it comes from, let me get some info on it. It's mentioned in the Bible twice in the Old Testament in the book of Joshua, chapter 10, verse 13, and in I typed Joshua 19:13. Oh my goodness. I ain't mean to do that. Joshua 10:13. Okay, got it. I'm gonna share the screen. Let's see. Or I can just read it. Um yeah, I'll share the screen. Let's see. So how you been, Jen? While I get the screen ready. Application. Bam. Book of Jasher, Joshua. Joshua. Okay, okay. Let me make sure y'all can see that. Okay, yeah. So this is the verse. It says, "And the sun stood still, and the moon stayed, until the people had avenged themselves upon their enemies. Is not this written in the book of Jasher?" Question mark. So the way the KJV translated it is asking us a question. Other translations are a bit different, but this one it goes like that. And to me, this is a question for everybody who reads this. So it says, "Is not this written in the book of Jasher?" Question mark. For a long time, I couldn't answer that question because I never read the book of Jasher, but after I read it, I can answer. Yes, it is in the book of Jasher. And then it says, "So the sun stood still in the midst of heaven and hastened not to go down about a whole day." And the context of the story, you can read that also. And I believe the whole context is in the book of Jasher too. But let me go and look at the other scripture that mentions the book of Jasher, 2 Samuel 2. Um, chapter 1, wait, 2 Samuel 1:18. Sorry about that. Okay, so it says in 17, "And David lamented with this lamentation over Saul and over Jonathan his son. Also he bade them teach the children of Judah the use of the bow. Behold, it is written in the book of Jasher." So this one wasn't a question, it was just a statement saying that it is in the book of Jasher. So this was something that David was familiar with. And let's see. So the book of Jasher, it is out there. I'm gonna get it pulled up on the screen in a minute. I wonder if I X out of that screen, what happened? No, I'm gonna keep that there. Might have to look up some more Bible verses. Jen says she's doing good. That's good. I'm good. I'm sleepy. Hmm. Y'all gonna probably see me yawn a lot. I might make y'all yawn, whoever watches, or you. So I'm gonna pull up the book of Jasher. I'm gonna pull up the PDF because I want to try to highlight some stuff if I can. So we're gonna see. All right. So, got the cross references right there. Cool with me. Oh, is that the beginning already? Nah, that's not it. Section 1. What are real chapters? The book of Jasher, section 1, creation. This looks like the beginning right here. Let me make it bigger. Make it bigger. All right. Hey, Jen, you cheating. You need to get in here and help me read. Maybe next time, huh? Well, one day. Let's see. um, how many chapters are you reading tonight? I don't know. I was gonna try to read maybe because it's 89 chapters total in this book. I was gonna try to do either 20 chapters a video or 30. That way, because I was trying to think like, okay, if I do 30 chapters of video, I'll have to do 3 videos, and it'll be shorter, which would be good. But if I do 20, it will be 5 videos. So and it would also depend on how long these chapters are, because some chapters in some books are super long. Like Maccabees, 1 and 2 Maccabees. Oh my goodness, them chapters long. I was like, man, when is this chapter gonna be over? But I don't remember how long these chapters was. So we'll see. We'll see. Just read, I guess, until we'll see. We'll see. I'm not gonna read the whole thing tonight. No, I know that. But I do got some time to kill. So here we go. What? How long this intro has been? 10 minutes. 10-minute intro, boy. I'm gonna work on the intros, y'all. I'm gonna work on it. Okay. So it says, I got my water ready. Water cold. All right. They use the name Yahweh here, so hope that doesn't bother anybody. But if it wasn't Yahweh, it'll just be the Lord, or depending on the people who or the person who translated it. So yeah, it could be Yahuwah, y'all. But if you go by another name for the Most High, just in your mind, you just know that that's the name. Just imagine or think of the name that you use for the Most High when I'm reading this. Okay, so it says, and Yahweh said, "Let us make man in our image, after our likeness." And Yahweh created man in His own image. It's already cross-referenced in Genesis. And then He goes on to say, and Yahweh formed man from the ground, and He blew into his nostrils the breath of life, and man became a living soul endowed with speech. That part right there is extra. It's more detail about how the creation went, and this creation just gives you like it just brings it all together. It's not like in Genesis where it's like you got to go and like grab scriptures and take them from here, and put them all together to get the creation how it went for the humans. Like it's already like that for you here. But Genesis, you gotta take pieces here and there. But look, it's just right here. So anyway, it says in 3, and Yahweh said, "It is not good for man to be alone." This is a cross reference to Genesis 2:18, I believe, or around there. And then it says, "I will make to him a helpmeet." And Yahweh caused a deep sleep to fall on Adam, and he slept. And he took away one of his ribs, and he built flesh on it. More descriptions of how things went. And then it says, and formed it, and brought it to Adam. And Adam awoke from his sleep, and behold, a woman was standing before him. And he said, "This is a bone of my bones, and it shall be called woman, for this has been taken from man." And Adam called her name Eve, for she was the mother of all living. And Yahweh blessed them and called their names Adam and Eve in the day that He created them. Look, I lost my spot, y'all. Okay, here we go. And Yahweh the Almighty. I thought I was right there, but I was missing that "and." I didn't see that "and." Okay. And Yahweh the Almighty. I like how they did them cap letters, the Most High's name. I like that though. Anyway, then it says, and Yahweh the Almighty said, "Be fruitful and multiply and fill the earth." While it's on my mind, I just want to say this. In Genesis, I saw a scripture where it said when the Most High was talking to the creatures, not well, we're all creatures, but the animals and mammals and stuff like that. When he was talking to them, he blessed them and told them to be fruitful and multiply too, if I'm not mistaken. I thought that was interesting. I never caught that until somewhere down the road. So it was interesting. He told us humans to do it and them, and he blessed us both, not just humans, but So anyway, just want to throw that out there. Verse 7, and Yahweh the Almighty took Adam and his wife, and he placed them in the Garden of Eden to dress it and to keep it. And he commanded them and said to them, from every tree of the garden you may eat. Excuse me. But from the tree of knowledge of good and evil you shall not eat, for in the day that you eat thereof you shall surely die. And when Yahweh had blessed and commanded them, he went from them, and Adam and his wife dwelt in the garden according to the command of Yahweh. I mean, to the command which Yahweh had commanded them. And the serpent which Yahweh had created with them in the earth came to them to incite them to transgress the command of Yahweh, which he had commanded them. And the serpent enticed and persuaded the woman to eat from the tree of knowledge. And the woman hearkened to the voice of the serpent, and she transgressed the word of Yahweh. Man, I like the way they word that. I like just seeing that name, even if that's not the name that we all use for the Most High. I just like seeing the actual name for the Most High instead of the Lord. You know what I mean? Just say. Just say. Anyway, then he goes on to say, and took from the tree of the knowledge of good. I just heard. Oh. Okay, here we go. And took from the tree of knowledge of good and evil, and she ate. And she took from it, and gave also to her husband, and he ate. And Adam and his wife transgressed the command of Yahweh, which he commanded them. And Yahweh knew it. And I'm laughing because I'm thinking, dang, well, that happened fast, that they transgressed his commandment. And then it says, and he knew it. Well, and Yahweh knew it. And his anger was kindled against them, and he cursed them. And Yahweh the Almighty drove them that day from the Garden of Eden to till the ground from which they were taken. And they went and dwelt at the east of the Garden of Eden. And Adam knew his wife, Eve, and she bore 2 sons and 3 daughters. Now, keep that verse in mind. Can I highlight this? I want to see if I can highlight, because if I can do that, that would be good. No, no, no. This one. I think this one. What's up with this loading? I probably can't highlight it, but we'll keep going. I don't know what's up with this one. But sometimes the PDFs don't let me highlight. It won't scroll down now. What's going on? I broke it, y'all. I broke the PDF. Oh, there it is. It was loading. So I can highlight. Okay, cool. So what verse was it? It wasn't 13. Here we go, right here. Oh, I drew a line and I didn't mean to do that. I was trying to get the highlight thing going on. You gonna click it? Did I click it? Oh, okay. I'm still getting used to this. Yeah, there we go. Okay. So when it says 2 sons and 3 daughters, I want y'all to keep this in mind, because as we keep reading, you're gonna see a difference. I think this is an error based on other biblical texts of this part. It should be 3 sons and 2 daughters, but it says 2 sons and 3 daughters. But either way, it was 5 kids. But let's keep going. So in verse 13, it says, and she called the name of the firstborn Cain, saying, I have obtained a man from Yahweh, which cross references with somewhere in Genesis 4, I believe. And maybe Genesis 4:1, maybe. Anyway. And the name of the other she called Abel, for she said, in vanity we came into the earth, and in vanity shall we be taken from it. And the boys grew up, and their father gave them a possession in the land. And Cain was a tiller of the ground, and Abel a keeper of sheep. And it was at the expiration of a few years that they brought an approximating offering to Yahweh. And Cain, I done accidentally put a little block over there. I was just trying to scroll down, that's all. Can I delete that? Oh, man. I don't know how to delete it. Oh, undo. There we go. So it says, and did I read this part? Where was I at? To Yahweh. And Cain brought from the fruit of the ground, and Abel brought from the firstlings of his flock, from the fat thereof. And Yahweh turned and inclined to Abel and his offering, and a fire came down from Yahweh from heaven and consumed it. That reminds me of when Um, Elijah was going against the 400 prophets of Baal, and the Most High sent fire down and consumed his offering, or something like that. But anyway, 16. And to Cain and his offering, Yahweh did not turn, and he did not incline to it, for he had brought from the inferior fruit of the ground before Yahweh. And Cain was jealous against his brother Abel on account of this, and he sought a pretext to kill him. And in some time after, Cain and Abel his brother went one day into the field to do their work, and they were both in the field, Cain tilling and plowing his ground, and Abel feeding his flock. And the flock passed that part which Cain had plowed in the ground, and it sorely grieved Cain on account of this. Well, I said that last three words in a different order. But anyway, 18. And Cain approached his brother Abel in anger, and he said to him, What is this? What is there between me and you, that you come to dwell and bring your flock to feed in my land? And Abel answered his brother Cain and said to him, What is there between me and you, that you shall eat the flesh of my flock and clothe yourself with their wool? So, right here, I'm no expert, but it sounds like Cain was one of the first meat eaters that we can read about based on this right here. Some people think it was other people, but to me it was Cain based on this. And then it says, And now therefore put off the wool of my sheep with which you. I'm sorry. That was funny. He says, Put off the wool of my sheep with which you have clothed yourself, and recompense or repay me for their fruit and flesh which you has eaten. And when you shall have done this, I will then go from your land, as you have said. And Cain said to his brother, Surely, if I kill you this day, who will require your blood from me? And Abel answered Cain, saying, Surely Yahweh, who has made us in the earth, he will avenge my cause, and he will require my blood from you, should you kill me. For Yahweh is the judge and arbiter, and it is he who will requite man according to his evil, and the wicked man according to the wickedness that he may do on earth. And now, if you should kill me here, surely Yahweh knows your secret views, and will judge you for the evil which you did declare to do to me this day. And when Cain heard the words which Abel his brothers had spoken, behold, the anger of Cain was kindled against his brother Abel for declaring this thing. And Cain hastened and rose up and took the iron part of his plowing instrument, with which he suddenly smote his brother, and he slew him. And Cain spilt the blood of his brother Abel on the earth, and the blood of Abel streamed upon the earth before the flock. And after this, Cain repented, having killed his brother, and he was sadly grieved, and he wept over him. Oh, okay, I was going to skip a line. And he wept over him, and it vexed him exceedingly. And Cain rose up and dug a hole in the earth, wherein he put his brother's body, and he turned the dust over it. And Yahweh knew what Cain had done to his brother. And Yahweh appeared to Cain and said to him, Where is Abel, your brother, that was with you? And Cain dissembled and said, I do not know. Am I my brother's keeper? And Yahweh said to him, What have you done? The voice of your brother's blood cries to me from the ground, where I can't see that word, where you have slain him. For you have slain your brother and have dissembled before me, and did imagine in your heart that I saw you not, nor knew all your actions. I want to highlight that. Okay, got it. But you did this thing and did kill your brother for nothing. and because he spoke rightly to you. And now, I put another little block over there, but I don't care. Um, he spoke rightly to you. And now, therefore, cursed be you from the ground, which opened its mouth to receive your brother's blood from your hand, and wherein you did bury him. And it shall be when you shall till it, it shall no more give you its strength, as in the beginning. For thorns and thistles shall the ground produce, and you shall be moving and wandering in the earth until the day of your death. And at that time, Cain went out from the presence of Yahweh, from the place where he was, and he went moving and wandering in the land toward the east of Eden, he and all belonging to him. And Cain knew his wife in those days, and she conceived and bare a son, and he called his name Enoch, saying, in that time Yahweh began to give him rest and quiet in the earth. And at that time, Cain also began to build a city, and he built the city, and he called the name of the city Enoch, according to the name of his son. For in those days Yahweh had given him rest on the earth, and he did not move about and wander as in the beginning. And Irad was born, so this is going along with Genesis, what, 5, 4, 4, yeah, around maybe verse 16, the bloodline of Cain. So anyway, it says, and Irad was born to Enoch, and Irad begat Yael, and I said that wrong. Yael begat Methusael, chapter 2. Okay. Now I just want to check back in and see what was said because I think some comments were said. I see let's see, we got Caddy, if I'm not mistaken. Hello, Caddy, and let me catch up with you, Jen, and we'll keep going. And y'all can always ask or say anything in the chat, and I'll just like try to catch up with y'all every now and then. Let's see, Adam. Okay, so at home with Jen says, Adam and Eve book says they were born twin boy and girl. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, just keep that in mind too. This book isn't gonna say everything in detail, but yeah, I know what you're talking about too. And I go along with that. Malak says, I see you reading Sefer Yashar. And that's all I gotta read. Okay, we all caught up. So I'm gonna go back to, man, it's getting hot. Let me turn this thing up. Whew. It was cold in here when I came in here at first because I was gonna go to sleep. Let me change my highlighter color. All right, okay. I don't know why they keep doing that. Crazy stuff. Okay, let's get back to it. And it was in the 130th year of hope. Wait a minute. I gotta explain something. Okay, I'm gonna just get this real quick. So I said earlier, remember the verse where it talked about it was three? Was it three girls? No, it said it was three. I think it said it was three boys and two sons. I'm gonna go up and look for it. I highlighted it. One of the first ones, that one right there. Two sons, three daughters. Okay. Now they did have all those kids eventually, but the reason I said I think it was wrong for the first five kids is because the first five should be three sons and two daughters. But eventually, yeah, they did have three daughters and two sons. But the first one, well, the first three boys was Abel, Seth, and Cain. That's why I say three sons and not two. And then the daughters was, depending on what book you read, in Jasher calls them something different. Jubilees calls them something different. But I'm going to find the daughters' names real quick. Now, I know it calls them, I know Jubilee's name is okay. That's Jasher. I'm in the Sefer right now. I'm thinking it's either Jasher 8-9 or Jubilee's 8-9. It's probably Jubilee's. That's what I'm thinking. It's Jubilee's. Yeah. Jasher. Jasher so long. Okay, Jubilee's before it. Okay. I haven't been in the Sefer in a while. Okay, 8 verse 9. Let's see if I got the verses right. I see Noah. I don't have the verse right. I gotta find their children, but it's in here somewhere. I used to have it highlighted in PDFs, but I had to transfer all my stuff to. It's on my other computer. Okay, well, we'll just keep going. But that's what I wanted to talk about real quick. I said that. It's a lot in here. I want to read Jubilees too soon. Yeah, I couldn't find it real quick. Let me close the book. My eyeballs are still looking in there. Okay, sorry about that. Man, it's still hot. Okay, anyway. So back to chapter 2. I know I got some information on it too. Okay. It says, and it was in the 130th year of the life of Adam on the earth that he again knew Eve, his wife, and she conceived and bare a son in his likeness, in his image, and she called his name Seth, saying, because Yahweh has appointed me another seed in the place of Abel, for Cain has slain him. And Seth lived 105 years, and he begat a son. And so this is going on with Genesis 5. And Seth called the name of his son Enosh, saying, because in that time the sons of men began to multiply and to afflict their souls and hearts by transgressing and rebelling against Yahweh. And it was in the days of Enosh that the sons of men continued to rebel and transgress against Yahweh, to increase the anger of Yahweh against the sons of men. And the sons of men went, and they served other gods, and they forgot Yahweh, who had created them in the earth. And in those days the sons of men made images of brass and iron, wood and stone, and they bowed down and served them. And every man made his god, and they bowed down to them. And the sons of men forsook Yahweh all the days of Enosh and his children, and the anger of Yahweh was kindled on account of their works and abominations which they did in the earth. And Yahweh caused the waters of the river Gihon to overwhelm them, and he destroyed and consumed them. And he destroyed the third part of the earth. And notwithstanding this, the sons of men did not turn from their evil ways. Okay, I do not remember that part, but okay. Then, and their hand, well, I only read the book of Jasher one time all the way through, so anyway. And their hands were yet extended to do evil. Man, that sounds like now. In the sight of Yahweh. And in those days, there was neither sowing nor reaping in the earth. Sounds like a famine or something. Oh, wow. I see famine right after that. Okay. And there was no food. Man, that kind of sounds like now. But anyway, and there was no food for the sons of men. And the famine was very great in those days. You might have to highlight that one. Yeah, that's coming. Definitely. Okay. And then it says, and the seed which they sowed in those days in the ground became thorns, thistles, and briars. For from the days of Adam was this declaration. There we go. I'm trying to pronounce it. Concerning the earth, of the curse of Yahweh, which he cursed the earth, and on account of the sin which Adam sinned before Yahweh. And it was when men continued to rebel and transgress against Yahweh and to corrupt their ways that the earth also became corrupt. Wait a minute. Let me just read it one more time. And it was when men continued to rebel and transgress against Yahweh and to corrupt their ways that the earth also became corrupt. And Enos lived 90 years, and he begat Canaan. And Canaan grew up, and he was 40 years old, and he became wise, and had knowledge, and skill in all wisdom. And he reigned over all the sons of men, and he led the sons of men to wisdom and knowledge. For Canaan was a very wise man, and had understanding in all wisdom. And with his wisdom, he ruled over spirits and demons. Like that. That's what I'm talking about. And Canaan knew by his wisdom that Yahweh would destroy the sons of men for having sinned on earth, and that Yahweh would, in the latter days, bring upon them the waters of the flood. And in those days, Canaan wrote on tables of stone what was to take place in time to come. And he put in them, um, I'm sorry, and he put them in his treasures. And Canaan reigned over the whole earth, and he turned some of the sons of men to the service of Yahweh. And when Canaan was 70 years old, he begat 3 sons and 2 daughters. And these are the names of the children of Canaan. The name of the firstborn, Mahalalel; the second, Enan; the third, Mered or Merit. And their sisters were Adah and Zillah. These are the 5 children of Canaan that were born to him. Now, in Genesis, it don't name all of them to me. So that's a little bit of extra information. Then it says, and Lamech, the son of Methusael, became related to Canaan by marriage. And definitely that's not in there. And he took his well, I don't think that much detail is in there. But then it says, and he took 2 daughters for wives, and Adah conceived. Now this part is about 2 wives, but that description about just some of that, just I don't think that's in Genesis. Anyway, and Lamech, the son of Methusael, became related to Canaan by marriage, and he took his two daughters for his wives, and Adah conceived and bare a son to Lamech, and she called his name Jabal, and she again conceived and bare a son, and called his name Jubal. And Zillah his sister was barren in those days, and had no offspring. For in those days the sons of men began to transgress against Yahweh, and to transgress the commandments which he had commanded to Adam, to be fruitful and multiply in the earth. I wonder. And then it says, and some of the sons of men caused their wives to drink a drought that would render them barren. Interesting. That's kind of like birth control. Okay, let's keep going. They off the chain. Let me highlight this. Hold on. Cause their wives to drink that will render them barren. Okay, I don't remember this, but okay. Watch it. When you read stuff again. Okay, after it says that, it says, in order that they might retain their figures. Hold up. Let me read this all together now. And some of the sons of men caused their wives to drink a drought, if I said it right, or a draught, however it's supposed to be pronounced, that would render them barren, in order that they might retain their figures, and whereby their beautiful appearance might not fade. And when the sons of men caused some of their wives to drink, Zillah drank with them. And the childbearing women appeared abominable in the sight of their husbands as widows, while their husbands lived. For to the barren ones only they were attached. And in the end of days and years, when Zillah became old, Yahweh opened her womb, and she conceived and bare a son, and she called his name Tubal Cain. saying, After I had withered away, I have obtained him from the Almighty Yahweh. And she conceived again and bare a daughter, and she called her name Nalma. For she said, After I had withered away, have I obtained pleasure and delight. And Lamech was old and advanced in years, and his eyes were dim. This is definitely not in the Bible right here. This description is not in there. Some of them. It says that his eyes were dim, that he could not see. And Tubal Cain, his son, was leading him. And it was one day that Lamech went into the field, and Tubal Cain, his son, was with him. And while they were walking in the field, Cain, the son of Adam, advanced towards him, them. For Lamech was very old and could not see much, and Tubal Cain, his son, was very young. And Tubal Cain told his father to draw his bow. Excuse me. And with the arrows he smote Cain, who was yet far off, and he slew him, for he appeared to them to be an animal. And the arrows entered Cain's body, although he was distant from them, and he fell to the ground and died. And Yahweh requited Cain's evil according to his wickedness, which he had done to his brother Abel, according to the word of Yahweh, which he had spoken. And it came to pass, when Cain had died, that Lamech and Tubal went to see the animal which they had slain. And they saw, and behold, Cain, their grandfather, was fallen dead upon the earth. And Lamech was very much grieved at having done this. And in clapping his hands together, he struck his son and caused his death. And the wives of Lamech heard what Lamech had done, and they sought to kill him. And the wives of Lamech hated him from that day, because he slew Cain and Tubal Cain. And the wives of Lamech separated from him. Dang. Check that out though. That could be divorce right there. That they might have. I don't know if this was like for a long permanent time, but it did say they separated from him. Like anyway, and would not listen to him from well in those days. And so it says in those days, okay. And Lamech came to his wives, and he pressed them to listen to him about this matter. And he said to this is just funny. And he said to his wives, Adah and Zillah, hear my voice, O wives of Lamech, attend to my words. For now you have imagined and said that I killed a man with my wounds, and a child with my stripes. For their having done this, having done no violence, but surely know that I am old and gray headed, and that my eyes are heavy through age, and I did this thing unknowingly. And the wives of Lamech listened to him in this matter, and they returned to him. Okay, so they just separated for a time. Then it says, and they returned to him with the advice of their father Adam, but they bore no children to him from that time, knowing that Yahweh's anger was increasing in those days against the sons of men, to destroy them with the waters of the flood for their evil doings. And Mahalalel, the son of Canaan, lived 65 years, and he begat Jared. And Jared lived 62 years, and he begat Enoch. Enoch's reign, okay. And Enoch lived 65 years, and he begat Methuselah. And Methuselah walked with, so this is around Genesis 5:23, around there. So then it says, and Enoch walked with Yahweh after having begotten Methuselah, and he served Yahweh and despised the evil ways of men. And the soul, of Enoch was wrapped up in the instruction of Yahweh, in knowledge and in understanding. And he wisely retired from the sons of men, and secreted. That's a new word. I've never said it. And secreted himself from them for many days. Another way of saying that would be hidden. Sounds like, and hidden himself from them for many days, which he did. Understandable. But anyway, let's keep going. And it was at the expiration of many years, while he was serving Yahweh and praying before him in his house, that an heavenly messenger of Yahweh called to him from heaven, and he said, "Here am I." Well, here, yeah, I said it right. Um, his house. Am I in the right spot? Did I skip a line? I skipped a line. I'm sorry. Well, I went back up. And he said, "Rise, go forth from your house, and from the place where you do hide yourself, and appear to the sons of men, in order that you may teach them the way in which they should go, and the work which they must accomplish to enter into in the ways of Yahweh." And Enoch rose up according to the word of Yahweh, and went forth from his house, from his place, and from the chamber in which he was concealed. And he went to the sons of men and taught them the ways of Yahweh. And at that time assembled the sons of men and acquit. I was probably going to pronounce that word wrong anyway. And acquainted, yeah, I was going to pronounce it wrong, I think, and acquainted them with the instruction of Yahweh. And he ordered it to be proclaimed in all places where the sons of men dwelt, saying, "Where is the man who wishes to know the ways of Yahweh and good works? Let him come to Enoch." And all the sons of men then assembled to him. For all who desired this thing went to Enoch, and Enoch reigned over the sons of men according to the word of Yahweh. And they came and bowed to him, and they heard his word. Let me highlight that one real quick. No, I don't need that. I don't need that. And the spirit of Yahweh was on Enoch, and he taught all his men in the wisdom of Yahweh and his ways, and the sons of men served Yahweh. Okay. All the days of Enoch, and they came to hear his wisdom. And all the kings of the sons of men, kings, okay, both first and last, together with their princes and judges, came to Enoch when they heard of his wisdom, and they bowed down to him. And they also required of Enoch to reign over them, to which he consented. And they assembled in all 130 kings and princes, and they made Enoch king over them, and they were all under his power and command. And Enoch taught them wisdom, knowledge, and the ways of Yahweh. And he made peace amongst them, and peace was throughout the earth during the life of Enoch. And Enoch reigned over the sons of men 243 years, and he did justice and righteousness with all his people, and he led them in the ways of Yahweh. And these are the generations of Enoch: Methuselah, Elisha, and Elimelech, three sons, and their sisters were Melchah and Naamah. And Methuselah lived 87 years, and he begat Lamech. And it was in the 56th year of the life of Lamech when Adam died, 930 years old was he at his death, and his two sons, with Enoch and Methuselah his son, buried him with great pomp at, I'm sorry, as at the burial of kings in the cave which Yahweh had told him. And in that place all the sons of men made a great mourning and weeping on account of Adam. It has therefore become a custom among the sons of men to this day. Yeah, okay, gotcha. And Adam died because he ate of the tree of knowledge, he and his children after him, as Yahweh the Almighty had spoken. And it was in the year of Adam's death, which was the 243rd year of the reign of Enoch. In that time, Enoch resolved to separate himself from the sons of men and to secret himself as at first, in order to serve Yahweh. And Enoch did so, but did not entirely secret himself from them, but kept away from the sons of men 3 days, and then went to them for one day. And during the 3 days that he was in his chamber, he prayed to and praised Yahweh, his Almighty. And the day on which he went and appeared to his subjects, he taught them the ways of Yahweh, and all they asked him about Yahweh, he told them. And he did in this manner for many years. And he afterward concealed himself for 6 days and appeared to his people one day in seven. And after that, once in a month, and then once in a year, until the kings, princes, and sons of men sought for him and desired again to see Enoch. And they feared to approach him on account of the godlike awe that was seated upon his countenance. Therefore, no man could look at him, fearing he might be punished and die. And well, I'll just say this. Other translations say that Enoch's face was glowing, like he had a brightness to his face because he was living such a righteous life, basically. Or could just be the Most High just lit him up. It kind of reminds me when Moses came down from the mountain and his face was glowing, and he had I think he had to hide his face until his face went back to normal, something like that. But anyway, what was we at? 22, I believe. What was it? 21. Let me read 21 again. Oh, it was 21. I ain't read it. Um, and all the kings and princes resolved to assemble the sons of men and to come to Enoch, thinking that they might all speak to him at the time when he should come forth amongst them. And they did so. And the day came when Enoch went forth, and they all assembled and came to him. And Enoch spoke to them the words of Yahweh, and he taught them wisdom and knowledge. And they bowed down before him, and they said, May the king live, may the king live. And in some time after, when the kings and princes and the sons of men were speaking to Enoch, and Enoch was teaching them the ways of Yahweh, behold, an heavenly messenger of Yahweh then called to Enoch from heaven, and wished to bring him up to heaven, to make him reign there over the sons of men, over the sons of Yahweh, as he had reigned over the sons of men on earth. When at that time Enoch heard this, he went and assembled all the inhabitants of the earth, and taught them wisdom and knowledge, and gave them divine instructions. And he said to them, I have been required to ascend into heaven. I therefore do not know the day of my going. And now, therefore, I will teach you wisdom and knowledge, and will give you instruction before I leave you, how to act on the earth, whereby you may live. And he did so. And he taught them wisdom and knowledge, and gave them instruction. And he reproved them. And he placed before them statutes and judgments to do on earth. And he made peace amongst them. And he taught them eternal life, and dwelt with them some time, teaching them all these things. And at that time the sons of men were with Enoch, and Enoch was speaking to them, and they lifted up their eyes, and the likeness of a great horse descended from heaven, and the horse paced in the air. Hold on, this sounds like what happened with Elijah. Uh-huh. And this is in Second Kings, around chapter 1. Anyway, I think verse 9 is one of the main verses. 2 Kings 1:9. Okay, it says, at least I think, and they told Enoch what they had seen. And Enoch said to them, on my account does this horse descend on earth. The time is come when I must go from you, and I shall no more be seen by you. And the horse descended at that time and stood before Enoch, and all the sons of men that were with Enoch saw him. And Enoch then again ordered a voice to be proclaimed, saying, Where is the man who delights to know the ways of Yahweh, his Almighty? Let him come this day to Enoch before he is taken from us. And all the sons of men assembled and came to Enoch that day. And all the kings of the earth, with their princes and counselors, remained with him that day. And Enoch then taught the sons of men wisdom and knowledge, and gave them divine instruction. And he bade them to serve Yahweh and walk in his ways all the days of their lives. And he continued to make peace amongst them. And it was after this that he rose up and rode on the horse. And he went forth, and all the sons of men went after him, about 800,000. And they went with him one day's journey. And the second day he said to them, Return home to your tents. Why will you go? Perhaps you die. And some of them went from him, and those that remained went with him 6 days' journeys. And Enoch said to them every day, return to your tents, lest you may die. But they were not willing to return, and they went with him. And on the 6th day, um, some of the men remained and clung to him, and they said, will we go with you? We will go with you to the place where you go. As Yahweh lives, death only shall separate us. and they and they urged so much to go with him that he stopped speaking to them. And they went after him and would not return. This reminds me of what happened with Elijah and Elisha in Second Kings when he was going to be taken. But anyway, I think I'm on 36. And when the kings returned, yeah, and when the kings returned, they caused a census to be taken in order to know the number of remaining men that went with Enoch. And it this sounds real right here, by the way. That sounded real. That sounded clever. Okay. Where was I at? A census. 36. Okay. And when the kings returned, they caused a census to be taken in order to know the number of the remaining men, of remaining men that went with Enoch. And it was this on the 7th day that Enoch ascended into heaven in a whirlwind with horses and chariots of fire. Now, this sounds really, really similar to Elijah's story. So then we go to verse 37. It says, and on the 8th day, all the kings that had been with Enoch sent to him, sent to bring back the number of men that were with Enoch in that place from which he ascended into heaven. And all those kings went to the place, and they found the earth there filled with snow. And upon the snow there were large stones of snow. And one said to the other, come, let us break through the snow and see perhaps the men that remain with Enoch are dead and are now under the stones of snow. And they searched but could not find him, but he had ascended into heaven. Oh boy, here we go. Chapter 4. Okay, let me check in with y'all real quick. Hello to everybody who joined and watches me or is watching. Let me just check in with y'all real quick. See what we got. I'm trying to scroll up. See what we got here. Yeah, I know Malak. At home with Jen says how you like the Sefer. I don't like it that much. It's useful, but it's got its uses. I put it that way. I used to not like it as much, but I was disappointed when I got it because I was told it was the most accurate Bible. That's BS. It's not. It's it's definitely not worth for $95. I'm glad I ain't buy it. It was a gift, thanks to the Most High, because I was still disappointed when I got it. But if you got to pay that much money and this book still ain't worth it, no. That's a mess. That's a mess right there. It's not a study Bible. Well, it's hardly a study Bible. We ain't gonna get on that one. We're gonna leave that one alone. Because I got some stuff to say about that one. But it is a one of a kind Bible because it has 87 books in it. It has one of the biggest collection of books in it, but it ain't worth $95. So anyway, Malak says, Sefer Jubilees is my go-to when understanding the rest of Genesis. Okay. Excuse me. Eliezer Yasharala, if I said it right, yeah, says Adam and Eve had two sons. The older of them was named Cain, which came. Okay, yeah, I don't think I need to read all that. Also, he says Flavius Josephus of the iniquities of the Jews, book 1, chapter 2. Mm-hmm. And Caddy, which I gotta scroll down to see what you said. What book is that? So I can find one to buy. What book you talking about, Caddy? Jen says in Book of Adam and Eve, the daughters' names were Luluwa and Aquila. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Also, it was the Book of Adam and Eve. I thought it was in Jubilees. It is. I think it is in Jubilees. It's either in Jubilees or Jasher too. It's just different names. They use different names. Markel Morrow says, hey, all right, so I'm all caught up. Now we're going back. It's 12:56. Matter of, I can do that later. We can do that later. Okay, so chapter 4. Did my stream move? What's going on here? Oh no, that's just happening. Okay. So chapter 4, here we go. It says, and all the days that Enoch lived on earth were 365 years, and when Enoch had ascended into heaven, all the kings of the earth rose and took Methuselah his son and anointed him. Oh, we got anointings. And then it says, and they caused him to reign over them in the place of his father. And Methuselah acted uprightly in the sight of Yahweh, as his father Enoch had taught him. And he likewise, during the whole life of his life, taught the sons of men wisdom, knowledge, and the fear of Yahweh. And he did not turn from the good way either to the right or to the left. But in the last days of Methuselah, the sons of men turned from Yahweh. They corrupted the earth. They robbed and plundered each other. And this is going on now. And I was just watching how Gucci Man had killed somebody who came in and tried to rob him and all that. And other people who was getting robbed, who in the music industry. But anyway, um, they plundered each other and they rebelled against Yahweh and they transgressed and they corrupted their ways and would not listen to the voice of Methuselah, but rebelled against him. And Yahweh was exceedingly wroth against them, and Yahweh continued to destroy the seed in those days, so that there was neither sowing nor reaping in the earth. Sounds like a famine. Man, I'm gonna highlight that. So that there was neither sowing. Okay, right there. Okay, for when they sowed the ground in order that they might obtain food for their support, behold, thorns and thistles were produced, which they did not sow. And still the sons of men did not turn from their evil ways, and their hands were still extended to do evil in the sight of Yahweh, and they provoked Yahweh with their evil ways, and Yahweh was very wroth and repented that he had made them. And he thought to destroy and annihilate. Okay. I had to look at the way that was spelled. I'm like, that's how I spell. I never spelled this word. But if you would have asked me to spell it before I saw it, I think I would have got it wrong. But anyway, and annihilate them, and he did so. In those days, when Lamech, the son of Methuselah, was 162 years old, Seth, the son of Adam, died. And all the days that Seth lived were 912 years, and he died. And Lamech was 180 years old, if I'm saying it right, yeah, when he took Ashmua, the daughter of Elisha, the son of Enoch, his uncle, and she conceived. And at that time, the sons of men sowed the ground, and a little food was produced. Yet the sons of men did not turn from their evil ways, and they I was gonna say it right, and they trespassed and rebelled against Yahweh. And the wife of Lamech conceived and bare him a son at that time, and at the revolution of the year. And Methuselah called his name Noah, saying, Methuselah named him? Okay. And Methuselah called his name Noah, saying the earth was in his days at rest and free from corruption. And Lamech, his father, called his name, Menachim, saying, this one shall comfort us in our works and miserable toil in the earth. which Yahweh had cursed. And the child grew up and was weaned, and he went in the ways of his father Methuselah, perfect and upright with Yahweh. Mhm. Okay, then it says, and all the sons of men departed from the ways of Yahweh in those days, as they multiplied upon the face of the earth with sons and daughters. And they taught one another their evil practices, and they continued sinning against Yahweh. And every man made to himself a god, and they robbed and plundered every man his neighbor, as well as his relative. And they corrupted the earth, and the earth was filled with violence. I can see it. I can see it a little bit that the Most High would be angry with that, like, but I can't see the full picture, of course. But I can just see a glimpse of it, like, yeah, y'all doing that to each other, like, and y'all his creation. Yeah, I can see it. I can see it a little bit. But then he goes on to say, and their judges and rulers went to the daughters of men and took their wives by force from their husbands. Wow, that's crazy. According to their choice. Oh wait, this sounds like Genesis 6, 1 through 4 right here. It says judges right here. Let me see. And then judges and rulers. Okay, I might have to highlight this whole thing. I wanted just to cross reference too. Let me check first. Let me read the whole thing. And their judges and rulers went to the daughters of men and took their wives by force from their husbands according to their choice. And the sons of men in those days took from the cattle of the earth, the beasts of the field, and the fowls of the air, and taught the mixture of animals of one species with the other. This sounds like Enoch a little bit. In order therewith to provoke Yahweh. And Yahweh saw the whole earth and it was corrupt. For all flesh had corrupted its ways on earth, all men and all animals. And Yahweh said, I will blot out man that I created from the face of the earth, yea, from man to the birds of the air, together with cattle and beasts that are in the field, for I repent that I made them. And all men walked in the ways, I forgot who. And all men who walked in the ways of Yahweh died in those days before Yahweh brought the evil upon man, which he had declared. For this was from Yahweh, that they should not see the evil which Yahweh spoke of concerning the sons of men. And Noah found free, unmerited love and favor in the sight of Yahweh. And Yahweh chose him and his children to raise up seed from them on the face of the whole earth. Chapter 5. All right. My mouth dry. This water is supposed to help. Okay. And it was in the 84th year of the life of Noah that Enoch, the son of Seth, died. He was 900 and what? Hold on. Enoch, the son of Seth. Oh, okay. I'm like, what? I thought they was talking about Enoch, the dad of Methuselah. I'm like, what? Oh, my bad. My bad. Okay. He was 905 years old at his death. And in the 79th year of the life of Noah, Canaan the son of Enos died. Excuse me. And all the days of Canaan were 910 years, and he died. And now we're finna get a error in the text coming up. I'm gonna point it out in case y'all don't catch it. So it says in 3, and in the 234th year of the life of Noah, Mahalalel, the son of Canaan, died, and the days of Mahalalel were 895 years, and he died. And Jared, the son of Mahalalel, died in those days. in the 336th year of the life of Noah. And all the days of Jared were 962 years, and he died. And all who followed Yahweh died in those days, before they saw the evil which Yahweh declared to do on earth. And after the lapse of many years, in the 480 year of the life of Noah, when all those men who followed Yahweh had died away from amongst the sons of men, and only Methuselah was then left, Yahweh said to Noah and Methuselah, saying, Speak you and proclaim to the sons of men, saying, Thus saith Yahweh, return from your evil ways and forsake your works, and Yahweh will repent of the evil that he declared to do to you, so that it shall not come to pass. I think I need to highlight this in a different color. Yeah, we'll do it like that. Noah and Methuselah. I'll get all that right there. For thus saith Yahweh, behold, ooh, uh-oh. Let me highlight that in another color, because people be saying it don't say thus saith the Lord. So, oh, let me get that. Bam, right there. Okay. For thus saith the Lord, behold, I give you a period of 120 years, if you will turn to me and forsake your evil ways, then will I also turn away from the evil which I told you, and it shall not exist, saith Yahweh. And Noah and Methuselah spoke all the words of Yahweh to the sons of men, day after day, constantly speaking to them. But the sons of men will not listen to them, nor incline their ears to their words, and they were stiff-necked. And Yahweh granted them a period of 120 years. That's a shame. But anyway, they had a lot of time. I was curious. Well, I I just didn't know how much time they had, but according to this, they had that much time. Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm gonna just highlight all that. Um, Saying, if they will return, then will Yahweh repent of the evil, so as not to destroy the earth. Now, these numbers could be off, but if that's true, that's how long it was. Um, man, well, there could be how it went. Okay, then it says Noah the son of Lamech refrained from taking a wife in those days. Oh, okay. To beget children, for he said, Surely now Yahweh will destroy the earth. Wherefore then shall I beget children? And Noah was a just man, he was perfect in his generation. And Yahweh chose him to raise up seed from his seed. That's how it works it. Upon the face of the earth. And Yahweh said to Noah, Take to you a wife, and beget children, for I have seen your righteousness. Wait, for I have seen you righteousness? That's a typo. Um, Hold on. Here we go. Okay. For I have seen your righteousness before me in this generation. I just can't see it making that much sense with you. But anyway, where am I? And you shall raise up seed and your children with you in the midst of the earth. And Noah went and took a wife, and he chose Naamah, the daughter of Enoch. The book of Genesis don't tell you her name, but there's her name. Naamah, the daughter of Enoch, and she was 500. Yeah, because it don't tell you the names of none of their wives in Genesis. So at least you got one right here. Noah married Naamah, the daughter of Enoch, and she was 580 years old, and Noah was 498 years old when he took Naamah for a wife. And Naamah conceived and bare a son, and he called his name Japheth, saying, Yahweh has enlarged me in the earth. And she conceived again and bare a son, and he called his name Shim, saying, Yahweh has made a remnant to raise up seed in the earth. In the midst of the earth. And Noah was 502 years old when Noah bare Shim, and the boys grew up. Oh, okay, so they give you how old they were apart from each other in here. Genesis don't do that, I don't think. Does it? It might, I don't know. Okay, let me take that back. It might. But this one pretty descriptive. Let's see, and Noah was 500 years old, and the boys grew up, um, and went in the ways of Yahweh, all that Methuselah and Noah their father taught them. And Lamech the father of Noah died in those days. Yet verily he did not go with all his heart in the ways of his father. And he died in the 195th year of the life of Noah. And all the days of Lamech were 770 years, and he died. And all the sons of men who knew Yahweh died in that year before Yahweh brought evil on them, for Yahweh willed them to die. Struggling. Okay. So let me see. I'm on chapter. I'm trying to think how many chapters I'm going to read. Okay. Yahweh willed them to die, so as not to behold the evil that Yahweh would bring on their brothers and relatives, as he had so declared to do. In that time, Yahweh said to Noah and Methuselah, stand forth and proclaim to the sons of men all um, all the words that I spoke to you in those days. Peradventure they may turn from their evil ways, and I will then repent of the evil and will not bring it. And Noah and Methuselah stood forth and said in the ears of the sons of men all that Yahweh had spoken concerning them. But the sons of men would not listen, neither would they incline their ear to all their declarations. And it was after this that Yahweh said to Noah, the end of all flesh is come before me, on account of their evil deeds. And behold, I will destroy the earth. And do you take to you gopher wood, and go to a certain place, and make a large ark, and place it in that spot. And thus shall you make it 300 cubits in length, its length, 50 cubits broad, and 30 cubits high. And you shall make to you a door, open at its side, and to a cubit you shall finish above, and cover it within and without with pitch. And behold, I will bring the flood of waters on the earth, and all flesh be destroyed from under the heavens. All that is on earth shall perish. And you and your household shall go and gather two couple of all living things, male and female, and shall bring them to the ark, to raise up seed from them on earth, and gather to you all food that is eaten by all the animals, that there may be food for you and for them. I don't remember that part. Like, I just remember him saying, go get food for you, but not for them. Like, it sounds like for the animals too. I'm like, well, that makes sense though, but I don't remember Genesis saying that. Like, dang, that's a detail. All right. So it says, and you shall choose for your sons 3 maidens from the daughters of men, and they shall be wives to your sons. And Noah rose up. This is why it's good to have righteous parents, because they know who to choose for you to marry. But hey, that's like difficult these days. But anyway, um, and Noah rose up, and he made it the ark in the place where Yahweh had commanded him. And Noah did as Yahweh had ordered him. In his 595th year, Noah commenced to make the ark, and he made the ark in 5 years. I don't know if it told us how long it took to make the ark in Genesis. I'm gonna definitely highlight that. As Yahweh had commanded. Then Noah took 3 daughters of Eliakim, son of Methuselah, for wives for his sons, and Yahweh had commanded Noah. And it was at that time Methuselah, the son of Enoch, died. 960 years old was he, and at his death. Okay, so that's the one that says it. This is the error, and this is a common error that happens. Methuselah. Okay, I'm gonna show you what it is. I don't know what verse, but I know it's in Genesis 5. So I'm gonna go to Genesis 5. I'm not sharing the screen right now, but I'm just going there. I'm gonna find it. Mahalalel, Jared, Enoch lived and begat Methuselah. Methuselah dies at verse 27, I think. Okay, so Genesis 5:27. This is what it says. It says, "And all the days of Methuselah were 969 years, and he died." The I think this is coming from the medieval um book of Jasher, the text, which is not as old as the original, but it says 960 years old. It's 9 years off from the Masoretic text. Now, I haven't compared this with the Dead Sea Scrolls and other texts, but this is one error right here. It's just a number error. And these errors are common when you start reading other books and just different manuscripts. Numbers off all the time. So that's why I say this is common. It's so common it don't even bother me. But I told you, I pointed out, so there it is. I keep doing that. I'm off the chain. So let me catch up with y'all because I'll probably read. I don't know how much more I'm gonna read, if any more, but I'm gonna just catch up with y'all before I go back to reading. Let's see. You just answered. Yeah, I know. Says Caddy. Um, my Jen says my book says you righteousness too. Oh well, I think it's a typo. At Jen, I think it's a typo because yeah, it just don't sound right to me. So I just circle those typos. I don't have what's this jasher. I do have the medieval text of the Hebrew, but I ain't. No, I'm not finna try to go in there and find it and translate. No, not gonna do it. So let me see. How many chapters we got? I think it's 89. 80. Oh, 91. Okay, 91. Okay, I was off. Okay, so I'm gonna have to figure out a plan. I'm gonna have to figure out a plan. I just popped my neck. I don't know if y'all heard that. Okay. I'm gonna try to read a few more, but I'm gonna have to. I'm thinking I'm gonna have to come back really, really soon and try to read more. Maybe like a random day of this week, and so I can get caught up because I was supposed to read a whole lot more, but things happen. So let's go back up. Mm-hmm. Mm. I might have to wait like until it's Tuesday. I might have to wait till Thursday or Friday. I think that might be good. I do Friday and Saturday. That might be good. So I can try to catch up on some sleep during the week. All right. So we on chapter 6. Flood time. Um, at that time, after the death of Methuselah, Yahweh said to Noah, "Go, you with your household, into the ark. Behold, I will gather to you all the animals of the earth, the beasts of the field, and the fowls of the air, and they shall all come and surround the ark." Now, I don't think it words it like this in Genesis, but it is a movie. Well, probably movies where they make it goes like that, like where the animals are just coming to know. So they could have got it from this. I'm not sure. I'm just saying. So anyway, it says 2. And you shall go and seat yourself by the doors of the ark, and all the beasts, the animals, and the fowls shall assemble and place themselves before you, and such of them as shall come and crouch before you shall you take and deliver into the hands of your sons, who shall bring them to the ark. This seems real. I'm just saying. The more I read it, it seems real because it's something else that he did. I think he did something like this. Yeah, he. I just read a lot of scriptures, and this just sounds like something the Most High would do, based on other things that he caused to happen. Because I remember the incident where the children of Israel was going to go to war with somebody, and he wanted it to be like a miracle type war that they was going to win. So he wanted a lot of Israelites not to go to war. He wanted a little bit to go to war against a big, I guess, a great number of people, and he wanted them to still win, so they could see that it was like a supernatural thing or like a miracle. So he caused them to, I think, like drink by the water, drink at this river, and it was like something like whoever drinks like a dog, or they had to, whoever drinks a certain way, if they like drunk with their hand, or I can't remember which one it was, but the men who did one or the other, it was like choose them, and it just kind of reminds me of this right here, or just other stuff he did. It just seems real to me. And what was that? I think I was on chapter 2. I mean chapter 2, verse 2. Let me read it from the beginning right there. Okay. It says that you shall go and seat yourself by the doors of the ark, and all the beasts, the animals, and the fowls shall assemble and place themselves before you, and such of them as shall come and crouch before you shall you take and deliver into the hands of your sons, who shall bring them to the ark, and all that will stand before you you shall lead. And Yahweh brought this about on the next day, and animals and beasts and fowls came in great multitudes and surrounded the ark. And Noah went and seated himself by the door of the ark, and of all flesh that crouched before him he brought into the ark, and all that stood before him he left on earth. And a lioness came with her 2 whelps, male and female, and the 3 crouched before him, before Noah. And the 2 whelps rose up against the lioness and smote her, and made her flee from her place. And she went away, and they returned to their places, and crouched on the earth before Noah. And the lioness ran away. That definitely ain't in Genesis right there. And stood in the place of the lions. And Noah saw this and wondered greatly. And he rose and took. I can't even read this I can't read this without sounding like I'm going to laugh. But let me go back and start over at 7. And Noah saw this and wondered greatly. And he rose and took, try not to laugh, and took the 2 whelps and brought them into the ark. And Noah brought into the ark all living creatures that were on earth, so that there was none left, but which Noah brought into the ark. 2 and 2 came to Noah into the ark, but from the clean animals and clean fowls he brought 7 couples, as Yahweh had commanded him. And all the animals and beasts and fowls were still there, and they surrounded the ark at every place. This sounds like a movie they made about stuff like this, but let's keep going. And the rain had not descended till 7 days after, And on that day, Yahweh caused the whole earth to shake. I don't know if I remember that part. And the sun don't know remember that part either. And the foundations of the of the world raged. Okay. And the whole earth was moved. But nah, I don't remember that. Okay, let's keep going. I'm talking like from Genesis. I'm thinking about my Genesis read compared to this. It's like extra details I don't remember. But let's keep going. Um, and the lightning, nope, don't remember this either. Flashed, and the thunder roared. This sounds, I mean, this. I'm just thinking this sounds about right, though. I'm just saying. Um, and the thunder roared, and all the fountains of the earth were broken up, such as was not known to the inhabitants before. And Yahweh did this mighty act in order to terrify the sons. That makes sense, yeah. To terrify the sons of men. Let me highlight that. I can't help myself. Gotta highlight this one. Cause I mean, to this day, I be seeing like let me say it this way. Some time back, I was driving and I saw a lightning bolt or whatever you want to call it. It was lightning. And that thing was so bright and thick, maybe loud. Just the way it happened. I was like, I don't use profanity in my live videos, but I was about to say what I actually said that day. I said the D word. I was like, dang. But the actual, profanity D word, I was like, oh, I tell you. So I mean, yeah, stuff like that. Yeah, I can see it. I can see it. Let's see. And then it says that there might be no more evil on earth, and still the sons of and still the sons of men would not return from their evil ways. That's a shame. That's why I was laughing. And they increased the anger of Yahweh at that time, and did not even direct their hearts to all this. And at the end of 7 days, oh man, I kind of thought something like this about the pandemic, but anyway, in the 600th year of the life of Noah, the waters of the flood were on the earth, and all the fountains of the deep were broken up, and the windows of heaven were open. Windows, my bad. And the windows of heaven were open. Wow, Enoch talks about windows of heaven too. Hmm. Okay. And the rain was on the earth 40 days and 40 nights. And Noah and his household and all the living creatures that were with him came into the ark on account of the waters of the flood. And Yahweh shut him in. And all the sons of men that were left on the earth became exhausted through evil on account of the rain. For the waters were coming more violently on the earth, and the animals and beasts were still surrounding the ark. And the sons of men assembled together, about 700,000 men and women, and they came to Noah to the ark. And they called to Noah, saying, Open for us, that we may come, open for us, that we may come to you in the ark. And wherefore shall we die? And Noah with a loud voice answered them from the ark, saying, Have you not all rebelled against Yahweh and said that he does not exist? Ooh, atheists. Okay. Let me highlight that. There we go. And therefore Yahweh brought on you this evil to destroy and cut you off from the face of the earth. Is not this the thing that I spoke to you of 120 years back? That makes sense though. I'm reading this from like a different view this time because this does make sense. Because when you read the Old Testament, a lot of things like before they would happen, like disasters and punishments from the Most High, He would send a prophet to warn people. So this does make sense. in Genesis it doesn't say, I could be wrong, but it don't say Noah or anybody went to tell anybody that a flood was coming. Um, you better get your ish right, turn to the Most High. You know, they don't say none of that. It's my knowledge. Only thing I remember is Noah was notified about what's coming, and he built the ark. That's that. But this right here has I don't know. This just seems yeah this this could have happened right here. So anyway, what was we at? I gotta find my spot. I think it's 22. I think it was 20. I don't think I read all 20. Okay, it says, "Is not this the thing that I spoke to you, yeah, of 120 years back, and you would not listen to the voice of Yahweh? And now, do you desire to live on earth?" Excuse me, this reminds me of Proverbs too, but I'm gonna keep going. Um, and they said to Noah, "We are ready to return." And they said to Noah, "We are ready to return to Yahweh. Only open for us." That they lying. I don't know. I just think they lying. I just think they want to be saved, so they just saying that. But I could be wrong. But either way, it says, "Only open for us that we may live and not die." And Noah answered them, saying, "Behold, now that you see the trouble of your souls, you wish to return to Yahweh. Why did you not return during these 100 or 120 years, which Yahweh granted you as the determined period?" Oh, deep. "But now you come and tell me this on account of the troubles of your souls. Now also Yahweh will not listen to you, neither will he give ear to you on this day, so that you will not now succeed in your wishes." And the sons of men approached in order to break into the ark, to come in on account of the rain, for they could not bear the rain on them. And Yahweh sent all the beasts and animals that stood round the ark, and the beasts overpowered them and drove them from that place. Wow. And every man went his way, and they and they and they again scattered themselves on the face of the earth. And the rain, hold on, wait, we gotta talk about this. We gotta talk about that right there. Um, I don't remember this. Man, dang. I mean, I read this before. How many of y'all remember that? If y'all ever read that, whoever watches this or is, do y'all remember that? I don't remember that. And that's something right there. Like that whole time I was curious. I was thinking about when it said those animals was just still surrounding the ark. I'm like, okay, they just still gonna stay there and die? That's what I'm thinking. You know, like the water's coming down and they just we don't care. We're just gonna sit here and die. Um, I'm thinking stuff like that, but it was a purpose for it. When these people was rejected, they was gonna try to break into the yard, but the Most High had a plan. And man, this just seems so wise. And then they tried to rush the ark, and they was sent at them like, man, that's deep. That is deep. This reminds me of the Old Testament. Like if you just it's somewhere in there where it talks about the Most High's army being a group of like worms and canker worms and stuff like that. And it was funny to me at first because he said his army was that. Like, but right here we see his army was animals and fowls of the air and all his creatures, and they was whooping the sons of men. He was using them against them. So, man, This is a trip right here. That's like the highlight right here. This is one of the highlights. What verse? What was we at? Um, the waters reveal. I want to highlight beast and the beast over right here. And the sons. I'm gonna get all this. Put this in. I'm gonna put it in black. See how that look. And the sons of men cannot. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh, oh. Can I make a note? What is this? I don't even know what this do. Let me see what this do. Is that the eraser or something? I don't want to mess up nothing. It is. It is. Okay. Okay. I'm still learning this, huh? I don't know how all this works. I gotta get the professional one though. Okay. Well, anyway, let me see what y'all said. Nope, nothing. But I mean, I'm telling you, that's something right there. So let's keep going. Man, that's deep. And the rain was still descending on the earth, and it descended 40 days and 40 nights. And man, hold on, we gotta talk about this one more time, y'all. I gotta think about this. I don't know if y'all thought about this, but these animals and fowls of the air and all these beasts of the field, they had to be very, very um, obedient and disciplined to listen to the Most High and just sit there as this rain's coming down. They're not getting on the ark. They're not going to be saved in that way. They're going to die. But before they die, their purpose is to watch over Noah and the creatures, all the people in the ark. That's their job. That's one of their jobs, to hang out. And if these people try to come and try to get in this ark, they gonna have to get them. So that was their job. That was one of their tasks. That's some loyalty right there. I never thought about it because I never paid attention to this scripture. So anyway, that's interesting. Okay, let's keep going. It says, "And the rain was still descending upon the earth, and it descended." How many chapters was this? Six. I just had a thought. Why was this not in the Bible? That's how good this is to me, and it only took me a few chapters to get to that idea. But let's keep going. It says in 26, "And the rain was still descending upon the earth, and it descended 40 days and 40 nights, and the waters prevailed greatly on the earth, and all flesh that was on the earth, or in the waters died, whether men, animals, beasts, creeping things, or birds of the air, and there only remained Noah and those that were with him in the ark. And the waters prevailed, and they greatly increased on the earth. And they lifted up the ark, and it was raised from the earth. And the ark floated on the face of the waters, and it was tossed upon the waters, so that all the living creatures within were turned about like pottage in a cauldron. And great anxiety seized all the living creatures that were in the ark. And the ark was like to be broken, and all the living creatures that were in the ark were terrified. And I can imagine some of them because I remember how my dog was during, well, my old dog, how he was during certain things going on. Like listening to fireworks for the first time, he was like, "What was this?" He was scared a little bit. He had to get used to it. But anyway, now what was that? What was that? I think I was on 29. 20, 30, 130. And all the living creatures that were in the ark were terrified. And the lions roared, and the oxen loud or lowed, yellowed. I said it right. And the wolves howled, and every living creature in the ark spoke and lamented in his own language. Oh, wow. In his own language. Now, that's interesting because I don't think the Tower of Babel happened yet. Oh, no, I have to highlight that one. Put that in brown. Memory, living creature. All right. Wait, Yeah, it did. I'm sorry. I'm tripping. False alarm. False alarm. I forgot Nimrod then came. My bad. Um. Oh yeah. So that their voices reached to a great distance, and Noah and his sons cried and wept in their troubles. And um. Oh, ain't no end. They were greatly afraid that they had reached the gates of death, and and Noah prayed to Yahweh and cried to him on account of this. And he said, "O Yahweh, help us, for we have no strength to bear this evil that has encompassed us. For the waves of the waters have surrounded us. Mischievous torrents have terrified us. The traps of death have come before us. Answer us, O Yahweh, answer us. Light up your countenance toward us, and be gracious to us. Redeem us and deliver us." And Yahweh listened to the voice of Noah, and Yahweh remembered him. And look at that, and Yahweh remembered him. Oh man, that's funny. But hey, he got a lot of kids. Well, hey, there's a lot going on up there. Got a lot to do. I'm just saying. And then it says, and a wind passed over the earth, and the waters still, were still, and the ark rested. My cheeks hurting. I done read so much, my cheeks start hurting. I don't think that's ever happened. And the fountains of the deep and the windows of heaven were stopped, and the rain from heaven was restrained, and the waters decreased in those days, and the ark rested on the mountains of Ararat. And Noah then opened the windows of the ark, and Noah still called out to Yahweh at that time, and he said, "Excuse me, O Yahweh, who did from the earth and what?" The way they worded this, they don't need no ST at the end of did right there, because that didn't sound right. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get rid of that right there. Who did? There we go. Oh Yahweh, who did? And it's supposed to be form, sounds like, because it says from. That's what's making it sound worse too. It ain't even an ST. This is a typo right here. Oh, it is form. I'm somehow mixing it up with this from right here. Or, man, I'm tripping. That's a sign. Time for me to go to sleep. My bad, y'all. False alarm. False alarm. Okay. Who did? So we can get rid of that too. Either I just somehow saw an R in front of the O, or I just looked at the wrong word. Maybe I looked at this one. I don't know. But who did form the earth and the heavens? I knew what they was trying to say, but I'm like, it just didn't look right. And all that are therein, bring forth our souls from this confinement and from the prison wherein you have placed us. For I am much wearied with sighing. And Yahweh listened to the voice of Noah, excuse me, and said to him, "We though," and that's how it says it, "we though shall have completed a full year, you shall then go forth." When though? Okay, I got it now. And at the revolution of the year, oh, gotcha, gotcha. And at the revolution of the year, when a full year was completed to Noah's dwelling in the ark, the waters were dried from off the earth, and Noah put off the covering of the ark. At that time, on the 20th, on the 27th day of the second month, the earth was dry, but Noah and his sons and those that were with him did not go out from the ark until Yahweh told them. And the day came that Yahweh told them to go out, and they all went out from the ark. And they went and returned every one to his way and to his place. And Noah and his sons dwelt in the land of, in the land that Yahweh had told them. And they served Yahweh all their days. And Yahweh blessed Noah and his sons on their going out from the ark. And he said to them, "Be fruitful and fill the earth." Well, fill all the earth. become strong and increase abundantly in the earth and multiply therein. This one's gonna be tough right here. Oh man, I don't want to read it because I know what it's finna get into. I think I said I was gonna read it though, so I'm gonna try to read it. And these are the names of the sons of Noah: Japheth, Ham, and Shem. And children were born to them after the flood. This would be a good place to pick up on right here. But for they had taken wives before the flood. These are the sons of Japheth: Gomer, Magog, Madiah, Javan, Tubal, Meshech, and Tyrus, 7 sons. And the sons of Gomer were Ashkenaz, Rephath, and Tigarma. And the sons of Magog were Eli never seen that, and Lubal. And the children of Madiah were Achan, Zelo, sound like a name today, Zelo, uh, Chazani, and I like that one, Chazani. And it sounds like that yogurt, Chabani, a little bit, but hey, whatever. And Lot. And the sons of Javan were Elisha, Tarshish, Shittim, and Dudanim. And the sons of Tubal were Aripha, uh, kind of reminds me of Rifa. I mean, like, um, yeah, that too. Yeah, that could be. But I'm thinking of something like Rafa. I can't even say it, y'all. I can't even say it. Whatever. A Rifa or a Rifi. Um, he said, and Tyra or Tyra with 2 A's. And the sons of Meshach were Dedan, Zaron, and Shebashnai. And the sons of Tyrez were Benib, Gira, Luperion, and Gilak. These are the sons of Japheth according to their families, and their numbers in those days were about 460 men. And these are the sons of Ham: Cush, Mizraim, Put, Canaan, and Canaan. 4 sons, and the sons of Cush were Seba, Havilah, Sapta, Rama, Saticha. And the sons of Rama were Sheba and Dedan. And the sons of Mizraim were Lud, Anam, and Fathros, Chaslav, it's a weird one, Chaptor. And the sons of Put were Gibul, Hadan, Binah, and Adan. And the sons of Canaan were Zidon, Heth, Amorai, Gergashai, Havai, Arki, Sinai, Arodai, Zemodai, and Tramothai. These are the sons of Ham according to their families, and their numbers in those days were about 730 men. And these are the sons of Shim: Elam, Ashur, Arphaxad, Lud, and Aram, 5 sons, and the sons of Elam were Shushan, Machul, and Harmon. Um, Harmon, say that a little better. And the sons of Ashar were Myris and Mokil. And the sons of Arpaxad were Shelach, Anar, and Ashkol. And the sons of Lud were Pethor and Bizayan and Bizayan. That name. Okay, and the sons of Abraham were Uz, Chul, Gather. Really? Somebody's name is Gather? Okay. And Mosh. These are these are the sons of Shim, according to their families, and their numbers in those days were about 300 men. I thought they was gonna be the least. Um, these are the generations of Shim. Shim begat Arphaxad, and Arphaxad begat Shelach, and Shelach begat Eber, and to Eber, this is where the Hebrews came from. Eber, that's where it started right there. Um, let's see. And to Eber were born two children, and I'm sorry, the name of the one was Peleg, for in his days the sons of men were divided, and in the latter days the earth was divided. And the name of the second was Yoktan, meaning that in his days the lives of the sons of men were diminished and lessened. Ooh, deep. I just got that one. That's Genesis 6:3. Hold on, wait a minute. I'm trying to highlight that. Oh my goodness. Having some difficulties. Technical difficulty. Oh my goodness. If you don't highlight what I'm trying to highlight. Okay, here we go. All right, got it. Okay. One moment right here. Yeah. These are the sons of Yoktan, Almodad, Sheloth, Chazah, Movith, Yirach, Haduram, Ozel, Dikla, Obal, Abimael, Sheba, Opha, Ophir, Havilah, and Jobab. All these are the sons of Yoktan. And Peleg, his brother, begat Yin, and Yin begat Serug, and Serug begat Nahor, and Nahor begat Terah, the idol worshiper, Abraham's dad. But let me keep reading. And Terah was 38 years old, and he begat Haran, and Nahor, and Cush, the son of Ham. Maybe that's another Terah. Nah, that's from the same line. It's got to be one. Okay. And Cush, the son of Ham, the son of Noah, took a wife in those days, in his old age, and she bare a son, and they called his name Nimrod. Saying at that time men began. Okay, so wait a minute. So Nimrod wasn't there yet. So I wasn't wrong. Let's keep reading. I'm thinking. Wait a minute. Let me read this one more time. Where was I at? 23? Yeah. And Cush, the son of Ham. Okay, I was right. And Cush, the son of Ham, the son of Noah, took a wife in those days. Yeah, that makes sense. How did I mix this up? Anyway, what was I? In his old age, and she bare a son, and they called his name Nimrod. Bam. Saying at that time the sons of men began to rebel and transgress, and they caught. I skipped a line. Transgress against Yahweh. And the child grew up, and his father loved him exceedingly, for he was the son of his old age. Man, that sounds just like Jacob and what's his name? Jonathan. No, Joseph. Joseph. And the garments of skin which Yahweh made for Adam and his wife when they went out of the garden were given to Cush. For after the death of Adam and his wife, the garments were given to Enoch, the son of Jared. And when Enoch was taken up to Yahweh, he gave them to Methuselah his son. And at the death of Methuselah, Noah took them and brought them to the ark, and they were with him, excuse me, until he went out of the ark. And in their going out, Ham stole those garments from Noah his father, and he took them and hid them from his brothers. And when Ham begat his firstborn, Cush, he gave him the garments in secret, and they were with Cush many days. And Cush also concealed them from his sons and brothers. And when Cush had begotten Nimrod, he gave him. Let me scroll up some. Let's see. What was I at? He gave him those garments through his love for him. And Nimrod grew up, and when he was 20 years old, he put on those garments. And Nimrod became strong when he put on the garments. And Yahweh gave him might and strength, and he was a mighty hunter in the earth. Yeah, he was a mighty hunter in the field, and he hunted the animals. Mm. And he built altars, and he offered on them the animals before Yahweh. Okay, all right. And Nimrod strengthened himself, and he rose up from amongst his brethren, and he fought the battles of his brethren against all their enemies round about. And Yahweh delivered all the enemies of his brethren in his hands, and Yahweh prospered him from time to time. Let me highlight this. From time to time in his battles, and he reigned on earth. Therefore, it became current in those days when a man ushered forth those that he had trained up for battle, he would say to them, like Yahweh did to Nimrod, who was a mighty hunter in the earth, and who succeeded in the battles that prevailed against his brethren, that he delivered them from the hands of their enemies. So may Yahweh strengthen us to deliver us this day. And when Nimrod was 40 years old, at that time, there was a war between his brethren and the children of Japheth, so that they were in the power of their enemies. And Nimrod went forth at that time, and he assembled all the sons of Cush and their families, about 460 men. And he hired also from some of his friends and acquaintances about 80 men. And B gave them their hire. They gotta be he. That's a typo, right? Okay. Now I'm sleepy, but I know this is a typo. Right there. Bam. Okay. And he gave them their hire, and he went with them to battle. And when he was on the road, Nimrod strengthened the hearts of the people that went with him. And he said to them, do not fear, neither be alarmed, for all of our enemies will be delivered into our hands, and you may do with them as you please. And all the men that were about 500, and they fought against their enemies, and they destroyed them and subdued them. And Nimrod placed standing officers over them in their respective places. And he took some of their children as security, and they were all service to Nimrod and to his brethren. And Nimrod and all the people that were with him turned homeward. And when Nimrod had joyfully returned from battle after having conquered his enemies, all his brethren, together with those who knew him before, assembled to make him king over them. And they placed the regal crown on his head. And he set over his subjects and people, princes, judges, and rulers, as is the custom amongst kings. And he placed Terah, the son of Nahor, the prince of his host. And this is going to be good for the next time I read this. And he dignified him and elevated him above all his princes. Keep that in mind. Then it says, and while he was reigning according to his heart's desire, after having conquered all his enemies around, he advised with his counselors to build a city for his palace, and they did so. And they found a large valley opposite to the east, and they built him a large and extensive city. And Nimrod called the name of the city that he built Shinar, for Yahweh had vehemently shaken his enemies and destroyed them. We don't get that in the Bible. I mean, we get like, I ain't mean to do that. We get like some of this. I thought my highlighter was on. But we don't get that description right there where it says, for Yahweh had vehemently destroyed his enemies. Nah, we don't get that. And then he goes on saying, Nimrod dwelt in Shinar, and he reigned securely Well, if it's in there, I don't remember. I'm just saying. Okay. Um, and he reigned securely, and he fought with his enemies, and he subdued them, and he prospered in all his battles, and his kingdom became very great. And all nations and tongues heard of his fame, and they gathered themselves to him, and they bowed down to the earth, and they brought him offerings, and he became their Lord and King, and they all dwelt with him in the city of Shinar. And Nimrod reigned in the earth over all the sons of Noah, and they were all under his power and counsel. And all the earth was of one language and words of union. But Nimrod did not go in the ways of Yahweh. Ooh. And he was more wicked than all the men that were before him from the days of the flood until those days. And he made gods of wood and stone, and he bowed down to them, and he rebelled against Yahweh, and taught all his subjects and the people of the earth his wicked ways. And Mardon his son was more wicked than his father. And everyone that heard of the acts of Mardon the son of Nimrod will say concerning him, from the wicked goes forth wickedness. That's right. That's right. That's right. Let me highlight that right. Yeah. Okay. Therefore, it became a proverb in the whole earth, saying, from the wicked goes forth wickedness, and it was current in the words of men from that time to this. And Terah, the son of Nahor, prince of Nimrod's host, was in those days very great in the sight of the king and his subjects, and the king and princes loved him, and they elevated him very high. And Terah took a wife, and her name was Amthilo, the daughter of Cornibo, and the wife of Terah conceived and bare him a son in those days. Okay, okay. Terah was 70 years old when he begat him, and Terah called the name of his son that was born to him Abram. That's what I thought. Because the king had raised him in those days, and dignified him above all the princes that were with him. Ah, man. It's gonna be good right here. It's gonna be good. But look, I gotta go to sleep. I know I can't keep reading. I'm gonna have to come back most I willing and read and catch up. But at least we got started, y'all. At least we got started. That was good though. We ain't read the 7 chapters, but that was good. It took me so long. But that was good to me. I needed that. I think I'm gonna come back before Friday. I'm gonna try to come back before Friday and read it because I need to read more anyway. I just don't know when, y'all. I'm not even gonna tell y'all when I'm gonna come and read again, but I'm gonna still try to stick to Tuesdays and Saturdays as my main days of reading. But I might come back sooner than Friday. But I'm planning to come back Friday and read some more. But I might come back before that. But y'all let me know how y'all liked it, dog. I mean, it was real good to me. There's some surprising stuff in there I was catching tonight. I'm like, man, I read this whole book before, but I ain't catch all this. So it was some good stuff in there tonight. Well, I mean, it's been in there the whole time. I just didn't catch it. But yeah, y'all let me know what y'all thought. And most I willing, somewhere along the way, I'm gonna read the book of Jubilees because it was suggested to me. Have I read the book of Jubilees? And I was like, well, somebody asked, did I read it? And I was like, not the whole thing. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna have to read that. So somewhere along the way, most I will, I'm gonna read that. But I'm gonna get out of here, y'all. I'm glad y'all came and joined me though. But yeah, this book is good, man. I love the book of Jasher. Book is good. All right, y'all. Peace be to the saints, and thanks to the Most High for allowing me to do this video because I forgot. And yeah, hallelujah. That's what the shirt say. Hallelujah. Oh, man, I'm getting out of here. All right.